sore. It just was, it's hard to see. So that's why my eyes are all glazed over. I'm squinting all the time. So from here on out, I'm just going to have to go by the way of the Big Lebowski. Oops, there's no feathers. You were having feathers coming down, right? In fact, there, let me grab this. Ja, forgot all about the feathers. Um, so I could use this. We were going to freehand it anyways, and so I was going to use this as a guide though. Something to look at, help steady your hand and give you direction and give you an idea of where it's going. I'm going to use my trusty, this is my 1/2 inch flat brush. I'm going to start with a cord and a picture here. It's around this edge, right? So this, we got like a line coming this way, maybe another one crossing it over, then this long one coming down. Looks like about to where the eyebrow is, so it'll stop right here. And then you got a couple beads, and then the feathers go all the way down, and it stops right before the tip of his nose area, so it goes right here. Pretty good sized feather. Same thing on the other side. They'd be like a little different as far as the way they sway. This is similar to the dream catchers I've done earlier. Same kind of feather. Really easy to do. Alright, so let's see. I got this as a guide. And we're going to start with this cord, and it needs to be a burnt umber. Shake it, make sure it's... Alright, got burnt umber. Make sure it's well shook. And I want to pour, not a whole lot, don't take much. This is all dry because I did the last part yesterday. So just keep using the same palette. Anyway, you pour just a little bit in there, not a whole lot, see? And just even less black, because black's going to darken it and make it more opaque, because that umber is slightly transparent. Alright, so a little bit of black right next to it, not a whole lot. Alright. I keep saying alright. 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 I'll try to edit those out as I go along. Alright. Okay. Get them all out of my system. Alright. 1/2 inch brush. Alright. Flat. Pull it up with this burnt umber and a little bit of black. But you want that umber to show through. So back here, let me show you. There's the umber. So I put some black in it. It still has that brown, but it's a darker. A little bit of black in there. Yeah, but it's darker. Alright? It's hard to see. Okay. You don't need a whole lot. Make sure it's not all globbed on. Just kind of scrape it off the edge. You want the edge of the brush to be pretty sharp. Alright? So we have our loaded brush here. And here's the picture. So it looks like it comes across, it goes whoop. So this is your bravery test, as Bob would say. Alright, so we're going to touch here, and using the thin, this is a really great brush for thin lines, You just kind of come around and something like that. Alright. You just want to, and then you want one here, kind of going across, something like that. And now you got this real long one right here, just going, don't press real hard, just use the tip of the brush. I'll try to show you like this here. see, we're going to go, and see, where are we going to stop at? Right here. It might help if we put like a little dot. How's that? A little end point. All right, that might help. And we just kind of go. There's a little line. It had a little hook right here, right? And instead of that second feather, I'm going to put like a little tie off, like a little string going. Hurry. And kind of give it like a little something like that. All right. There. Do the same thing on the other side. Reload the brush. Very little paint on it though. Just very little paint. Alright. Come up to this other side. And it should be kind of similar as far as the tie off. Actually looks like it's real easy. Looks like coming here and just skirting this edge right there. You can make it any way you want, you know. So I'll just make it come across like so. Right? And maybe here, it's crossing over there. Little tie off type deal. And then let me see, it'll come out. It's like maybe there's a knot right here. But anyways, we'll make that little bottom dot like we did last side. It's coming down. Oh man, that's on the wrong side. Okay, that's cool. We'll just put 4 feathers. How's that? Put 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Well, that was weird. I hate when that happens. But actually, I think it'll look real good. We'll have 4 feathers instead of 2. Let's do this. So we're going to do 4 feathers. We'll do one here. I can steady my elbow. So we'll have like a string coming around this way. And maybe maybe one kind of tied off like so, and maybe one here, and kind of little X's, kind of, in fact that's what they are, is X's. Alright, so this one stopped there. This one here we can like tie off right here and bring it down something like this. In fact, these inside ones could be shorter. That's what we'll do. And the outside ones will make it longer. Yeah. Or vice versa. We'll see what it looks like. Another tie off here. Kind of go the opposite direction of the other one. Give a little flare. Same thing here. Just pull down. Let's see. Do I want that one? I think I want the inside ones longer. Then it'll kind of give it like a triangular look instead of a blocky thing. I think it'll help. So these outside ones I'm going to keep short. Alright. Kind of like that. Right? This one here. See, notice it's real dark. I'll come back up and highlight it, but we just want to put the dark first. Okay, so this outside one, I'm going to bring it all the way down. Same thing with this one. Alright. Definitely longer. Alright. So we got the cords there, and they're kind of, you don't want them like sticks. You want them kind of flowing around. You know what I mean? We're going to paint the feathers, and the way we're going to do it is we're going to use white, and that will separate it from that background. We have to do white so that the color that goes over it, green, blue, orange, whatever color feather it is, it'll show, because those colors are transparent. If you just put the color itself over this background, that background will darken it. So we need that color to pop, right? So we need to put white on first. So let me give him some white. Alright, I'm going to load up the same 1/2 inch flat brush, but with straight white. Alright, got white. This white's real fluid, so you don't want it drippy. Alright, to scrape off the excess. Okay, in fact, you can scrape off even more of the excess. You do want it not dry, but very little paint on it. Alright. Alright. The way to do these feathers is I find where they start, like this one right here. It's, and it's got like a little tie off, right? And so the feather actually starts with a kind of couple little things right there, right? And then it goes the other way. Alright. It's another alright. I'm sorry, I'm trying to stop that. It's interesting, this feather's kind of going this way, right? But we can give it like a little, you know, it has that spine right in the center. That's the center of the feather. And from here, we start pulling out, holding this brush at that same angle. Or, right? So this side will be going, alright? Something like that. Just pull out that feather, right? However you want it. Same thing with this side. Here's the other one. I'm going to start here at the top. It's like a little tie off. And then here at the bottom, right, that angle. And you got this is going that way. That's that spine. You just start pulling out and keeping the same angle here. Just pulling it out this way. Right. Okay. We're using very little paint. Alright. Scrape. When we load a brush back up, we scrape off all the excess. Alright. Here's another little short one, right, on the inside. So we'll just do this. Doop, doop. And then the opposite direction. Like there's a V and then upside down V, or it could be an X, and you just kind of make it a little raggedy looking because it's tied off right there, right? Alright. Alright. Stop saying alright, alright. Excuse me. Alright, here we go. With spine, see, I'm going to just bring it down. Maybe something like that. And then I'll just bring it out. And these feathers can look kind of raggedy a little bit. I mean, they've got knocked around. You know what I mean? You can leave that center there, give it a little shadow. This one here is further down, of course. Got that little thing right there. And see, and then there's gonna have it out that way. Just pull it out that same angle, kind of like a down sideward type thing. Keep it scratchy. Yeah, there we go. Go back over here. Let's do the same thing again. If you see that white is drying, and so it's darkening because it's over that dark canvas underneath. So if you paint over dark, when it dries darker. Kind of absorbs that bottom layer somehow. I don't know. But we're going to put another one here, but only on this one side. Because that's where the light's coming from, right? This way. And so we're just going to brighten that one side. The other side we're going to leave that one coat. And it'll give it like a little kind of its own sparkle. A little bit of dimension. It'll help out. Alright. Same thing here. They're pretty dry already. Same thing here. In fact, maybe some texture, kind of give it a little bit of a there we go. Just touching it, using the tip, not using a whole lot, because we're going to color over that, right? In fact, that's the same thing with this one right here. We're going to use the same brush, or you could go to a thin liner or something like that. In fact, a liner might be better. Let's use a liner for that strap. Yeah, that'll give us some more control. Anyways, all right, we're going to use a long liner. This here, it's called a script liner. Think of it, it's a really long, skinny, round brush. That's all it is. All right. And I always wet my brushes down first because they've been sitting a while. It softens them up a little bit. All right. And I want to load it with some white and just a little bit of this burnt umber. Hard to see. All right. Got some white here. I'm loading it and put a little bit of burnt umber in it, which is right up here. Yeah. So make a little bit more white. See all this color underneath here? That's all dry, so I can just go right over it. All right. So it's not white, but it's not too dark either. And I'm going to pull this and spin it. And if the paint's too tacky, just put a little bit of water in it so it'll flow. But it's pretty good right now. All right. And where all these ropes and strings are, or cord, whatever you want to call it, think of where the light's hitting it. Like it's coming from the left, of course, toward the bottom right. And so with that in mind, whatever's facing, okay, here we go. Another bravery test. Whatever's facing the light gets lit. This side here. All right. And we have my own shadows keeping me from seeing that thing. Okay. Just following that line right here on that side where it's tied off. Same thing here. Actually, on this side and this side. The light's coming down, hitting that side. And if we'll follow this line, if I can't even see it. There we go. I should have made it a little lighter. Alright. And this got a little tie off. If I put it there, but I can just kind of something like that. Same thing here. Let's see, there's one right there, a little line right there, give it some dimension. Let me follow this, and this don't have, I mean, you can the light's kind of hitting it, and then it'll miss it, so it doesn't have to be like a single straight line like this one right here. Just finish that one. This one over here, using very little paint. Around the side, rest of the top of this edge. That's all in shadow, I think. Right. Again, follow this line here. Something like that. All right. So that made those cords stick out. I mean, they're there, but they're not there, right? Or something like that. That'll work. In fact, we could go back in with Umber afterwards and just darken in some areas. We might do that. But we'll let that dry first. Now we need to do some serious color here. So what color do we need in that painting? Something that's not there? Like more red? We got the red here. I'll fix that up too here in a little bit. Or should they all be like, I don't know what kind of bird we have. We do like, oh, that blue, that lighter blue. Yeah, we'll try that blue. This was a tropical blue. Like, could be like a turquoise. If you had turquoise, that'd be a good one. You know what I mean? Alright, I don't know what. I'm going back to the 1/2" brush, flat. These are all dry now. I mean, it don't take long. I'm going to pick up some of that turquoise or tropical blue, whatever it is. Wet your brush. You wet your brush, and then you like dab all the excess off, so it still has a little bit of moisture, right? And you're just picking up the blue. All right. Don't use a whole lot. Just kind of scrape off. Here, let me show you. You load it up from the edge, then you scrape off the excess, right? Because you don't want it globbed on or anything like that. And you just go over whatever the color was, or the white, and you'll see that blue jump. And just follow the same strokes. Right? Same thing here. Just follow the same strokes. That needs more blue. Yeah, we do different colors. Oh, I know. We definitely need a green feather with yellow. Green and yellow, that makes a good combo. Alright, so I'm getting me a little bit of this green. And kind of like we're looking for maybe a lime or something like that, right? That didn't sound too good. Alright, clean the brush. Load it with mainly got this yellow, right? Just a little bit of green, not much. And we were looking for like a lime, or a, yeah, kind of like a lime color, yellowy lime, just to offset it from the rest of the yellow. Alright, stop saying alright, okay. And we'll just do this one. So just kind of tap it, you're just covering the white, because this color is transparent, and so you get all that detail in there. This is what you call this glazing. That's what we're doing. Old style glazing. That's what the old masters used to do. I like that yellow one. It really shows good. Give it a little bit green. Green it up, maybe on the back side. It'll darken it too. Let me see. Yeah. A bit more green. I want it greener. Give me the green. Just mixing it with that yellow, but it gives it a different flavor. All right. Stop saying all right. All right. Okay. Clean the brush. All right. What color? Red. Yeah, it needs a little bit of red. Give it some red. Or brown. How about red brown? We still got this umber on his palette. I added some red. Now here's some red. Red is super transparent, like yellow. Two transparent colors. All right. And pick up some of this brown, just a little bit. All right. Stop saying all right. All right. And it'll darken that red. We're looking for like maybe a burgundy. Kind of make it burgundy-ish. Yeah. So tone it down just a little bit. Scrape off all the excess. Okay. Stop saying that. And make this one And just pull out the color. It's real super transparent, so you don't have to worry about it. It's just a glaze. Let's see. And I make a darker version of that, a little bit more brown. This is like an initial glaze. Actually, this is like an underpainting for the feather. And then when that dries, we put the overpainting, which is what gives it the sparkle. I mean, the overpainting, of course, we push back with shadow and pull back out with highlight. So we'll be doing that here in a few. All right. Stop saying it right. All right. All right. Just like a base coat, what this is. One more feather. What color should we do that? I don't know. I got a bunch of colors. Let me search my back. In here, you know, oh, here we go. How about like some kind of purplish? Pull out this purple. Right. These are great for paint parties, or if you do a lot of painting, that's the way to get your paint. I got quite a few of these. So I'm going to find a dry spot in my palette. Here we go. A little bit of purple. Close that off. Okay, make sure your brush is clean. Alright. And I'm going to pick up that purple. There's the straight purple. It's fairly transparent too. And scrape off the excess. Right? Okay. And just do the same thing to this side. Give it some purpley. I like purple. Okay. Just give it some. This is the underpainting. It's a glaze. Right? Put a little bit more on this side. Make it darker over here. If you want the color to be even darker, you actually need to put more than one layer. This is still kind of wet. That's drier. Alright. Stop saying alright, alright. Alright. Okay, we have our feathers colored in, or painted in, however you want to say it. And we need to let it dry though. That's still wet here. But we can do something else while it's drying. You know, we can add some sparkle in the rest of our painting. Like I see some spaces where I think it should be darker, and other spaces that need like a little highlight, a little sparkle. And I'll be using the number 5 round brush. And we do sparkle these. Let's see. I don't want to destroy this gold though, because last time I covered it with an opaque white, and that gold just went bleh underneath it. I mean, I lost that sparkly gold look, you know. So I want to be careful with that. But I can add some like highlights, you know, some sparkly, little areas that has that little sparkle to it. Alright, so I'm loading up the brush with some white and some yellow, trying not to contaminate it with that green I made. So it has like, but mainly white, because that white will just you need that white to make it pop. But you need an off-white so it's not too white, you know. So a little bit of yellow will tone it down just a bit. I'm going to find some areas that might have like a little gleam, a little, you know, like this edge right here. I see something there. Yeah, just like a little bit of light hitting it.